live.
We're good?
Yeah, we are live.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about why people can't find you on Google. And unfortunately, for a lot of salons, it's a major issue. See, a lot of people focus on their Instagram, which is amazing. You should be focusing on your social media. And I'm a big believer in obviously content marketing, social media, being present, showing up every day, doing your stories. But think about how people search for things. People are searching on TikTok and Instagram, yes, but having visibility when people Google it, and now ChatGPT and AI and all that, you need a hub. You need like a database. You need some kind of headquarters of all of your information, your data that puts your information to the rest of the internet. And that's going to be your website. So you hear people talk about SEO, and traditionally it's search engine optimization. Now it's search everywhere optimization. You have to optimize your website so it can be found from different AIs, like learning language models, ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity. There's a ton of different AIs that are out there right now, and people are going to start using them more than Google. So having just a properly structured website so it's going to be searched well on Google is only going to help you on AI. And there's a couple things you need to do and really pay attention to when it comes to making sure that you are showing up when people are searching for a hair salon or a barbershop or a lash tech or anyone on any platform. And that starts with your website. That's going to start with having the proper structured website, having the proper local SEO. Now, you're going to have SEO, which is search engine optimization. We're going to say that for now. And that's like my e-commerce store. I want to be able to rank when it comes to anyone searching for a product like Color Wow or Olaplex or Amika. And that's important. On the other side of that, I have my local hair salons. So when someone's searching for a salon near me or the best salon in Fairfield or the best salon in the land, I want to make sure I'm ranking for that. And so as I'm getting better at this and as I'm doing this for salons and helping them, I'm learning a lot more. And there's something called, citations, local citations. And a lot of people don't really pay attention to that. But it's low-hanging fruit for anyone who has a new hair salon to get more visibility on your Google Maps page and then also in Google as well. What search engines and what AI really value is trusted, authoritative content. And by having your name, address, and phone number listed properly across all of the local channels, like your Better Business Bureau, your Yelp, your Bing, your Yahoo, is only going to help your credibility. Now, on your website, a lot of people are using AI to create their content, and that's great. You have to prompt AI the right way so it sounds like a human wrote it. And you want to make sure that you cross-reference and cross-check different AIs so it really does sound like you wrote it. You want to make sure you add your tone, add your stylist name, add in some local landmarks. All of that's going to really help you out when it comes to someone in your local town who's looking for a hair salon near the Starbucks on Bloomfield Ave. And what we're doing now for salons is we're not just building out local landing pages, but we're using landmarks in our blogs. We're talking in real human experience tone. Like we're referencing our clients and the experience they had in the salon. And when they left the Starbucks on Bloomfield Ave, their extension fell out. Like we're getting really deep now with how we build out location pages and service pages and blog pages. And our salons that we're helping build their local SEO are crushing it. It's only going to get better. So I'm going to show you a tool that I like to use right now, and it's BrightLocal. This may not be around because of AI agents and AI moving forward, but they do a great job giving you a good dashboard and a great place to go just to make sure you're ranking well. Your name, address, phone number is dialed in across all the platforms. It gives you a nice grid to see how you're showing up in other areas. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to take a look at my salon. In the beginning phases of me starting my website, it was e-commerce, right? I believe in building on Shopify for our industry. And I was more focused on the product sales, which that's amazing. We do really well with the product sales. But I was like, wow, I'm really getting a lot of clients coming in here searching for products. And I was missing the local SEO aspect of what I was doing because I was so focused on national SEO. And once I started changing gears a little bit, I started realizing I could really build a stylist up in 3 to 6 months. So I had a stylist on my team. She came here with no book. And I told her, give me 3 months. And in 3 months, I got her booked. new clients coming off of Google, finding her. So let me show you real quick. Get my computer up to speed here. I'm going to go to Google. I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And I've been messing around with this a lot. So if my rankings kind of go up and down now, and I got to make sure I did have people help me out with building backlinks and things like that. And it just wasn't the best quality. So I'm removing links. I'm rewriting content. James, are we, am I sharing?
I can add it to the stage whenever you're ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. We're good?
Yeah, you're on the stage.
All right, cool. So best salon near me. So that's something people will look up. And when I do this, remember for a day, I'm sponsored number one because I run ads, and then I'm actually number one in that search. Then I have my old salon, which I sold, and then I have my another competitor. Now, sometimes I'm above Yelp here. Typically I am. But if you see here, the Warehouse Salon is voted best hair salon in New Jersey. That's my New Jersey location. And it's right under Yelp. Yelp obviously has a little more credibility than my salon, but I'm above Reddit. So that's huge. Let's see if I'm even mentioning this Reddit right here. Let's see, just out of curiosity here. All right. Now, Reddit's a great place for you as well. It's a pretty cool trick that I do is you can create local pages for like the best of Parsippany, best of Fairfield, best of your town. Start that thread, drop in a couple of businesses, and then put your salon in there. But there's other tricks we can talk about. But right now, best hair salon near me. Let's put best hair salon in Fairfield, New Jersey. That's the town I'm in. So again, I pop up first, second, Art of the Gentleman, friend of mine, and then I pop up above Yelp now because I'm actually located in Fairfield. So let's go into BrightLocal. So here is my local search audit. I'm good with links and authority. Rank tracker's good. Google business page audit's good. On-site SEO, I have to actually do a lot of work because the people who had helping me, I thought I hired someone to really help me out, and they dropped the ball on that. But so linking in domains, I have 98. My average competitor has 44. Link count, I have 458. My average competitor has 96. Domain authority, I'm 16. Not the best, but average competitor is 725. Now, this isn't my original website. I started this salon a couple years ago. My original one I had for 10 years is the one I sold. Like, I put so much work in that. It was heartbreaking when I sold the website and all that stuff, but it was, I got to start all over again. So here we are. My average competitor is 9 in Majestic. I'm a 17. So I'm dominating the local area here. I'm going to come back and revisit this and show you how much more I'm going to increase all of this over the next 3 months too, to show you what's possible as well. So as we jump in here, we're going to take a look at my key citation score. It's a 72 out of 100, 85%. Some of these, like my phone number, is because of my 1-800 number for my e-commerce store. And when I was setting this up in the past, I just wasn't thinking about the local SEO aspect. We have 3 locations. So then I had to go back in and fix the locations. When you're dealing with a website with multiple locations, it's crucial that you really pay attention to the local Google business page and the map and create a dedicated page for each standalone location. Now, your website could have multiple. You're going to want to make sure that you have your local schema set up properly so you identify each location in the back-end code of your website. But that's a conversation for a different day. So if you take a look at Google, Apple Maps, I can't get into Apple Maps right now for whatever reason. Yelp's a real pain in the ass. I believe that's one of the connection points for that. Facebook, Bing, Foursquare. Now, Bing's another pain in the ass. I'm dealing with Better Business Bureau. It's going to grab my report. We just uploaded it to that. MapQuest, Yellow Pages, they're all dialed in right now. Oh, here's Yelp right here. But for some reason, I'm not sure, Apple Maps, I believe that they were connected for some reason. Yellow Pages, Storyboard. So my team is going in here live and fixing all this. This is the name, address, phone number has to be dialed in. So what happened was we had the Warehouse Salon Fairfield, the Warehouse Salon DeLand, and I had these different names, which wasn't the real name of the salon, and that is what was causing the issue on a local standpoint. Now, let's take a look at rankings, right? So I do come up number 1 in my area. So when I talked about local SEO, here's my grid. Now, out of all these, I'm 20. All these different areas. I have a pretty broad grid on what I'm looking at. Here, I'm number 1. right? I am number one in my local area, which is awesome. When I go down here, let me get back to that screen. My old salon's number one. Okay. When I go outside of my area, like I'm barely showing up here. So this just goes to show you how important that local SEO is. But geographically, when someone's looking for a salon, the closer you are to that location you're looking up, or the closest locations around that person will show up. So it's important that you start building out pages for Montville, Parsippany, Pine Brook, uh, Lincoln Park. And that's the local SEO I'm speaking about. So I'm going to start creating standalone pages that have landmarks in those areas that are going to be like the best hair salon in Lincoln Park, best hair salon in Morris Plains. And so I'm going to start ranking up more. So you're going to get a live view of how I'm going to change my Google map search to go from being number one in my area, like my local radius, to being number one in like a 10 to 20 mile radius around here. So the room, one of my friends is crushing it right now, but let's take a look at backlinks. So Studios Hair Salon is 3,000 backlinks. Walker Salon has 21,000. I have 50,000. And so when you keep going about looking at authority, reviews play a huge part in that. So the room has 906 reviews. They did a fantastic job. We're a newer salon. I have 242. So that trusted authority I was talking about in the beginning, from Bing, Yahoo, Google, ChatGPT, reviews play a massive part in that. Even though I am a 5-star, some of these other ones are ranking better. My old salon right here are ranking better because of the quantity, and they're at a 4.9, so it's solid. Now, primary category is a beauty salon. I want to update that to a hair salon, right? These little tiny tweaks you can make to your Google business page. Now, secondary category, you want to make sure you add hair salon in there, or if you have nails or you do lashes, add that as a second category. Let's take a look at rank tracker. All right. So I've been really paying attention to helping a lot of other salons out. So my Google local pack coverage dropped 18% in the last 6 months. Now, my average Google position went up almost 6 points. And I'm doing a fine balance of deleting pages and adding better human written content on there. So I don't mind taking the hit for a short period of time by cleaning up my website, deleting the blogs, changing some of my location pages, changing some of my service pages, just to kind of like get a jump ahead in the next 2 or 3 months, because it's going to only help you in the long term. So you might see a little dip when you start cleaning up your website, making it a little more effective on a local SEO standpoint. But if we see here, let's take a look at organic mobile. July 13th, we dropped, and then we came back up again. So if you're looking, this time I was playing with my back-end code, right? So I was blocking Google from being able to crawl my website. I'll show you guys what that looks like real quick. So when you go to the Warehouse Salon, there is this file. This file right here allows crawlers and ChatGPT and AI. And so I messed up some of my privacy settings on this robot text file. And that's what kind of like caused that dip as well back at this time right here. And then we're back up. So now we're back to number one again as of August 31st. So locally, organic mobile, that's what I'm optimizing for right now. We're number one rank position. So when it comes to, like I said, SEO, and you're going to hire somebody, we are, we're going to either use Upwork, you're going to hire an agency. Make sure that you're hiring people that, James, I'm done sharing my screen.
Well,
Make sure that you hire people who understand local SEO. And it's there is a difference between the two, SEO and local SEO. You're going to waste a lot of money on backlinks that don't matter. you really want to focus on like your local community. If there's a local college, if there is a we have the Parsippany Patch at the next town over. There's like moms groups on Facebook that might have like websites, best of Montville, New Jersey. There's the Better Business Bureau. There's so many like cool little local PR things you could do to have a blog written about you, linking back to your website. That's what you want to focus on. You want to focus on those press releases. You want to focus on your Google business page. You want to focus on updates. So I didn't touch on that yet, but your Google business page is like outside of your website, like website's number one. Make sure it's optimized, proper headings, proper H tags, proper location structure, using the proper verbiage. Make sure you don't use AI. Like make sure you dial all that in. Make sure it's responsive so it loads fast on mobile, it loads fast on an iPad. Then it's your Google business page because that's what people use for their maps. Google bought Waze a while ago, so now Waze is going to be able to index that as well. And then your Google business page is like the source of truth. That's like the no one, obviously everyone Google's a term. Like no one goes to Yahoo shit. They go to Google shit. So when they're Googling stuff, make sure your Google business page is your source of truth. The hours match your website. Make sure that your name's correct. Make sure that your address is correct. Don't put like some dumb name on there to make it easier for someone to find you. Like, don't think of like an Instagram title. Like, really, it's just the name of your salon, not your LLC, the name of your salon, your actual salon name that's on the sign out front. And I'm going to show you in a second what the updates are, so people can, because no one understands what I talk about when I say updates. All right. And James, are they updating our Google business page for the warehouse?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it was 7 days ago. Tell them to get on it. All right. I'm going to share my screen. And can you see my screen, James?
It is.
All right, cool. So here we go. So here's my salon. And guys, if you're trying to find a link for reviews, just click, like, log into the Gmail account that owns your business page. And that link is right here. I mean, everyone has a hard time finding this link, but just log into your Gmail account that owns that business page. And if you want to click those little dots up here, click on business. That brings you to this page. This review right here, this is the link that you want to send out to people, not just your booking app. This is the link. And then you could save this image, which is a QR code, and add that to something they could scan on their phone in your salon. Reviews are going to drive a lot more visibility for your page. Now, updates right here. This is what I mean by updating. You also should be updating your images, but these are little snippets of information about your salon. And James,
Yeah.
make sure they're updating each location too.
Oh yeah, I know.
Because they're using the land and Fairfield in here.
All right.
Only Fairfield for Fairfield. So like we have a new team we're teaching how to do this with. And so what we do is we have an update that links to a blog. Even though the blog speaks about both, I want us to only drive traffic to one location independently because that confuses Google. We're New Jersey and Florida. I don't want to do that anymore. So I should have inspected that a while ago because that was 7 days ago. But we're doing other stuff. All right. So August 28th. A quick, cheap blowout may feel like a steal, but at the warehouse salon, Fairfield, and they say the land, I just want to pick one location. We see it differently for just $50. Yeah. So this right here, I'm going to audit my own site here. I would not put that in there for just $50, which is, it's fine because now you have price in there. It's not terrible, but I would have worded this differently. Frizz isn't permanent. Cool. So now anyone searching for frizzy hair, I would have talked more about the summertime in August. When you start using local weather in your updates and local weather in your blogs, and you talk about the weather in Miami, Florida, or talk about the weather in Omaha, Nebraska, people who are searching for tips on their hair, like how to stop frizz on humid days. If you have a lot of relative information, your salon's blog could potentially be served to that person. And then when they look for a salon to go to, that's how they're going to find you. It's these tiny little snippets of words, obviously keywords, but it's like you don't want to overstuff it, but you want to make sure that you're letting any kind of search engine or AI know that you're in Omaha, Nebraska, and you help people with frizzy hair, or Miami, Florida, or Fairfield, New Jersey. And the more times that you could gently nudge the search engines that, hey, we're the authority on anything hair related, skincare related, eyebrow related, barber, men's haircut related, male grooming related, you're going to really start becoming the chosen website and Instagram and salon for all these search engines and AIs to start giving content to people with. The game's changed so much with AI, and it's rapidly changing on like a daily basis. Like what I thought I knew 2 weeks ago, it's obsolete right now. So that is like the little shtick on local SEO. This is something we go into in my community heavily. Like we're really paying attention to this. I'm in the middle of creating right now with another team, a completely automated system that has, obviously there's humans involved in it, but using AI, using your salon's brand voice, doing all that to help my salons in my community dial in their local SEO, dial in their blogs, dial in their website content, so they can go from not being seen at all to being the most visible person or salon in their area in a matter of 3 weeks to 3 months. Like some salons have seen a jump from like 10th place to like 3rd to 2nd place, some number 1 place on that Google Maps listing. So it does work. And if you're not paying attention to it, eventually no one's going to find you. You could be the best hairstylist in the world, but if someone Googles you and you don't come up, or someone goes to ChatGPT, how do I solve brassy hair? How do I fix my brassy hair? And there's a blog on your website that gets served from ChatGPT to that person, and they land on it. You just gain their trust. Now you have the opportunity, because you have a pixel on your website, to retarget your Instagram ads or your Facebook ads to them. It's a whole new world, ladies and gentlemen. The game has changed. So, James, we're going to jump to some Q&A. If anyone has questions about SEO, Google, local SEO, AI.
We got a couple. A lot of people were asking in the beginning, what was the program that you were using? I commented BrightLocal, but I don't know if they saw that.
It's BrightLocal, yeah.
That was the number 1 question in the chat. This is Modern Blonde by Christy. I recently opened a small salon myself and one other. Our clients come from IG to save money. I haven't done a website, assuming I don't need it, thinking most people search stylists on IG. Is that a mistake?
Yeah, because there's a billion searches a day on Google. Like if you're busy, you're busy. But when you start to grow a team, what is your demographic? You have to ask yourself. And what do you do when you look for a new restaurant? What are your searching habits? Do you only search on IG? I think people are going to search on IG, then they might click on your website if you don't have one. It's just a much better way. And here's another thing. Like you want to be able to retarget to people who came to your website as well. I'm very big on Shopify. So I'm a big believer in having an e-commerce portion of your website. So let me just show you real quick. Here's how I do it, and this is why it's important. All right, sharing my screen again. So here's what happens. I'm not going to click on my ad, but I'm going to go Lakme shampoo. Okay. So I come up on the shopping. Here I am, the warehouse salon, the warehouse salon, the warehouse salon, the warehouse salon, the warehouse salon. If I use this product, okay, I'm probably going to click on this and I'm going to get brought over to my website. I'm not going to charge me any money right now. So I'm advertising products on Google. When they buy that or they click on that link, they're going to come to, where's Lakme at? They're going to come, let's pretend they clicked on that product. They come here. They may add to cart. Doesn't matter what they do. As long as they click on that, now I have their IP address. I have them in my world, which I can retarget to them on now Instagram. So I'm capturing people searching for product and have intent to purchase that, which I might send a discount code. If they put it in their cart, if they purchase it, great. If they purchase it, now I just made $15 profit on that product. It goes for $30. And then what I do is I use that extra money to retarget to them on Instagram and Facebook. So I use the profit from their purchase of a product to get them in my salon. When I ship them the product, if they're local, I put a gift card for my salon. I might put like a little handwritten note or something, thanking them, letting them know where we're at. A cool thing you could do is if you're friends with a restaurant nearby, partner up with that restaurant, put a gift card for the restaurant and for your salon. Do like a trade-off. So like, wow, this company I found online just sent me a gift card for them and for a restaurant. Oh, they're right down the street. Like, you have to think about how you can leverage the brand recognition, like Olaplex, Amika, Color Wow. They know those brands. That's why it's important to have an e-commerce store. They don't know your salon yet. So you get in front of them by them searching for a popular brand. This is why Shopify is so important. This is why I was able to go from like 0 salons to 4 or 5 in a couple of years. This is why during the pandemic, I was able to still put food on my table and not worry about being shut down because I was selling hair products online. This is why I don't care if there's a walkout of my salon because I'm making money with an e-commerce store. Like, you have to make sure you have a truly effective personal economy where you layer in product, service, and knowledge. So as an owner, it's your job to diversify your income with inside of that vertical. Are you selling products? Are you selling services? Yes. Yes, you're doing both. Are you doing it online? And once you become an expert at all that, if you're the best stylist at highlighting or hair cutting, then you create some kind of digital program or course that you use to train your own internal team. And then you just sell that to the rest of the world. And then you have a fully layered monetization plan for everything you know in this industry. That's called your personal economy. That's what I'm writing a book about, ladies and gentlemen. So get ready for that book. But that's why it's important to have a website. It just allows you to really get in front of people who don't know you exist on Instagram, and then allows you to really minimize your ad spend on both of those platforms when you do it. If you guys want to learn more about Shopify and you want to like have somebody help you do it, instead of wasting hours putting thousands of products on there, we could just do it for you. So let me know. You can just DM me, Shopify, like, hey, I saw you're live. I'm interested in that. My salon sucks. I really need help. Can you help me build my team up? We have no clients coming in. All that stuff we help you with, from leadership to marketing to your mindset to e-commerce, whatever it may be in our industry, we could help you with.
Yes, Foxtail Babe actually just asked if there's a place to help with ads.
Yeah, I have a whole section on marketing for Google, Facebook, Meta. I don't want to jump into TikTok too much. I just stated what I know. So I only teach what worked for me. So I didn't really have time to jump into TikTok yet, but I probably will. You know, Pinterest is a great place for ads. James, next question.
Foxtail Babe, send Nick a DM instead of messaging on here. Once this live is over, those messages go away. So shoot him a DM. We have I don't know what I'm doing on Google. Every time I search salon near me, my salon never shows up.
What is your what's your city and state? I'll look you up. I'll tell you what you're doing wrong.
Well, we're gonna wait for a response.
You're probably not updating your page enough. You want to make sure all your images you add have the proper naming structure for the image when you upload them to Google. You want to make sure you have a very nice descriptive about us, and that all of that needs to be dialed in. And you have a website that links to it. How like honestly, how much you should update it on a daily basis? Then you should make sure you're getting reviews on a regular basis. You should respond to all the reviews. Make sure your clients are like putting in the review the service they got as well.
Should I put services and pricing in my Google listings?
You have there's a spot for that. Yeah, 100%. Put it in there.
Yeah, Rachel Bezo said that happens with me.
The more information, the better. The reason why you want prices in there is like there's a $, I believe, like 1, 2, 3, 4. People are going to be searching for a luxury hair salon. If you're 5-star or $5 or 4, you're going to probably serve to them. If somebody's looking for a budget, like low discount hair salon, you don't want them calling you. Like, you don't want to deal with that because that's not your thing. You're not a family salon. You're a luxury salon. So if you're a family salon, people are looking for, you know, affordable haircuts, that kind of verbiage. If you're like a more inexpensive salon, there's nothing wrong with that. You want to make sure your pricing's there so you get the right person. Not to say you can't get a $1,000 haircut at a $40 salon, and not to say you get a shitty haircut you can get a shitty haircut at a $1,000 salon. It happens I'm just saying, like, the type of client that you're appealing to. If you walk in and you don't serve champagne or wine or espresso and cappuccino, the person who wants that luxury experience may not find that at your mom and pop shop. And then the person who really just wants to come in and get a haircut and leave with wet hair isn't going to really like getting served wine or champagne or that luxury experience because they want to be in and out. They don't want to deal with that. So that's why the pricing is important.
We have do blog posts or articles actually help with SEO for salons?
1,000,000,000% it does. But it has to be written properly. Like, I'll show you real quick. Let me just see if I can do this again. So I'm just going to go off the cuff here. This is the Revlon. There's a Rev. Damaging for your hair. Okay. So we were ranking number 1 for this. Let me get on my screen here. Like I said, I was messing with my site a while ago. And let me share my screen.
Do you want to share the screen?
I'm doing it right now. Just there's so many buttons on this software here. All right. Am I sharing?
There you are.
All right. So is a Revlon brush bad for your hair? I'll do it live so no one thinks I'm screwing them. So we were coming up number 1 right here on ChatGPT. Right? We were being seen. Here I am right here. I was number 1, but now AI, the AI in Google, okay, is referencing this blog, which brings you to my site where they buy this product. Okay. And then in addition to that, they want to skip the AI. You scroll down, I'm right here. So now I am above TikTok over there. And that's why blogs are important. Like this blog is old too. So that blog probably brought in, I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars worth of people because they Googled it and searched it. From a local standpoint, if you talk about humidity, how do you deal with the humidity in Miami? And then let's go. How do I fix frizzy hair in New Jersey? Let's see. I don't know what's going to come up here. All right. Beautiful. Liquid Hair Salon, New Brunswick, New Jersey. Shout out to you guys. Good shit. You see who else shows up here on Google. I'm pissed I'm not in here. All right. So let's take a look. We got best frizz fighting hair treatment in East Brunswick, New Jersey. This is exactly what we're talking about. Good job on Liquid Hair Salon. If you guys know them, shout out to them. I'm going to message them right now. Here's their post. I'm going to message them live right here. Great job on this. Okay. Oh, wow. They actually follow me. Cool. So, and I'm going to share that with them. So if you know them, shout them out. Watch my live from today. All right. So that's an example of what happens when you have good local SEO. So if I'm really dealing with frizz and I can't get anyone to fix it in my salon, and I can't get anyone to fix it in any salon I go to, and I'm Googling, how do I deal with frizz in New Jersey? All of a sudden, this first blog pops up. I'm like, oh, they're only 20 minutes away. Let me go there and see if they can fix it. So that is why blogs work. And what we're about to build is going to completely change the game, but also service pages too. So you want to make sure you have local, like the best highlights in Fairfield, New Jersey, or best highlights in Miami, or Omaha. Like, you want to make sure your service pages also have that structure as well. And you can create a bunch of those. Don't just have a menu, actually build out other pages. All right, James. Next question.
Rachel Bisno wants to know, Bisono wants to know, how much do you recommend to pay for Google ads?
It depends how big your salon is. Depends how much money, it depends on what you're doing. Like for e-commerce, we're at a point sometimes we're spending 1,000 a day. People spend 10,000 a day. I don't have the infrastructure right now to do what I used to do because we were spending a couple thousand a day at one point in my e-commerce career. But we're making some changes. Now, when it comes to your local hair salon, what you spend on Google, the most important thing is you want to figure out your customer acquisition cost. So how much does it cost you to acquire a customer? That's number one. And then what is your lifetime value of that customer? What is your average ticket? So what I would do is I would make sure you have a service like hair extensions or have like a very expensive blonding service, like a couple $100. This way, when you first get that customer in, you have some margin and some meat to actually advertise for them. If you're just doing haircuts and blowouts, like for a blow up bar, this is why it sucks for blow up bars. It's a more strategic move because you're dealing with packages possibly. So if you can do a blowout package where you're selling 10 at a clip or a subscription, then it makes sense because your lifetime value is more. So you want to really truly understand, like, what is the lifetime value of your customer? What is your customer acquisition cost? And if it costs you $20 to acquire a customer and that's for an extension customer and your extensions are $1,200, you're spending $20 to print $1,000. You do that as much as you want. You can literally spend a cajillion dollars a day if you have enough stylists to maintain that amount of people coming in from that. And like I'll do that any day. It's like you're putting a $20 bill in a slot machine and spitting you out 1,000. Well, 500 if you're splitting your commission with somebody. But you understand how that works? So you have to really dial in your ads to see what it's costing you to have a person walk through your door. That's why it's important to ask people, how did you hear about us? Oh, Google. Oh, what did you Google search? Best salon near me, best salon in Fairfield, best highlights, best haircut. I want to know what they're searching for. Oh, I found you on Instagram. Oh, you did? What was it? Was it an ad? Was it a reel? Oh, no, it was that picture with the red hair. And my friend shared it, so I liked it, or my friend commented on it. What was that picture? Now, if 4 people are coming in that week off that picture on Instagram, know what you should do? Boost that post or advertise it. If 5 people are coming in for best hair salon for curtain bangs, well, maybe it's time to put a search campaign out for that exact phrase match. So you are showing up 100% for that because people are searching for that. Like, take a look at the search data. There's a lot of tools out there to find out what people are searching for in your area. But when it comes to advertising, you want to make sure you're dialed in. That's why conversion tracking is the most important thing. Do not advertise on Google without having a properly structured website. So you're tracking conversions. You're literally just going to give more money to Google, and you're never going to be able to let the algorithm figure out who's coming in and how. That's one of the first and foremost things. Then you want to figure out, what are you going to advertise? You're going to advertise the most expensive service on your menu. Make sure you're the best at that service too. And then once you dial it in with a couple dollars a day and you start getting some traction, people are calling, they're coming in, you're refining the keywords, taking the negative keywords, make sure you're adding them in there. Then you start jumping that budget up, 20% every week and a half to 2 weeks. And then you start printing money. Like, if I still did hair again, I could move anywhere in the United States and I would be able to get busy. Well, anywhere that speaks English, and get busy in like 3 months, be fully booked. It boggles my mind that people can't get busy. I don't know. I just don't understand it. James,
We got how long does it take before SEO changes actually work?
Nowadays, you can probably do it in a couple weeks. Local SEO, I'm talking about. You want to give it 3 months, honestly, but in a couple weeks, you'll see it. You'll see a big result. Nationally, it's different. Like, if I'm trying to outrank Color Wow, it's going to take me a long time. But when I'm trying to outrank Tristan Salon in Caldwell, I'm going to blow them out of the water. Right? Because no one's doing this. Like, this is like a foreign language to probably 95% of you listening right now. I didn't just learn this from a YouTube video. Like, I spent years doing this. Like, but I love this, right? And the cool thing is I could sit in a room with anyone watching right now and talk about how I'm going to, decolorize someone with a Malibu treatment and then lift them from a level 3 to a level 9. And then I'm going to root melt them. Then I'm going to low light them. I'm going to tip them out. I'm going to make sure the right kind of toner I want to use. I could talk about highlights, midlights. I could talk about a graduated bob, convex layers, concave layers. I know all that, but I could also sit in a room with Neil Patel and talk about SEO and talk about Perplexity, talk about AI, and talk about AI agents and N8N, and talk about where we see local SEO and how it's going to evolve by using the proper prompt engineering to create blogging content for you at scale. I can do that. So it's like you have to learn the language. And if you're a business owner and you're watching this and you don't know that language and you only know the language of what it's like to work behind the chair, you're going to be at a disadvantage to somebody who's really studying business. So it's important that you understand marketing and you understand leadership and you understand mindset and the operations and then the numbers and then the finances. It's not easy owning a business. Actually, no, it is easy to own a business. Anyone can do it. But to do it successfully and pull yourself out of the day-to-day, so you're really growing and you're managing and you're leading and not worry about money, that's what business is. And so you remove yourself by learning the language so you can hire someone to do the marketing for you and not get taken advantage of. So when you hire someone for SEO, like one of my clients right now, she's paying $2,500 a month for SEO, and it wasn't doing shit for her. And in a couple of weeks, we got her more traction than she did in 2 years. Like it's not hard. It's just you're gonna get taken advantage of by people who don't know what they're doing. All right, James. Last couple questions.
I have a website, but it's really old. Does that hurt my chances of showing up on Google?
Yeah, because you're not updating your website at all. Google doesn't know if you're dead or what's going on with you. Like, how can I trust this person if they don't upkeep with the changes in times? Like, do you blog regularly? Do you update? Do you make changes? And listen, I'm a victim too. Like, I don't update as much as I should on my own website because I'm doing everyone else's. It's like the like you guys do hair, like you never get your color done on time, or you're putting color on driving home. It's the same thing. So it's like you have to update it. Yeah, Google's gonna be like, and Google knows when you update it. Resubmit your sitemap to Google. Like, do an update. Make sure you're adding blogs in a regular, updating your service menu, adding stylists in, adding location pages. Like it's such an important thing to pay attention to. And it sounds like it's not. And I get it. The person who was talking about that she only has Instagram. But if you're a solo person in a suite, you got a small team, maybe not that important, right? But if you have a team of 5 and you want to grow to 10, you need to make sure that when people are searching for a hair salon, that you show up. And there's no way you're going to fill the books of 10 people if you're not doing that. Next question, James.
What should I put on my homepage to attract new clients?
All right. So your homepage should have. All right. Let's do this. Let's get in the proper structure of like the name of your salon, voted best in or best hair salon for whatever service you want to be known for. How many years you've been doing hair for, like how long the salon's been open for, because that shows authority, that shows like some trust if you've been around for 10, 20, 30 years, right? You want to make sure you have an FAQ section. You want to have a link to your service menu. You want to make sure you're able to direct people on that homepage. And then you want to have, it's called your local schema. So let me show you guys real quick. I'm going to bring up James's hair studio. Let me go here. Schema markup. I'm going to show you guys real time, actually. Real time right here. Let's see how well James is showing up here. This is one of our clients in the community. Let's go share my screen. So we're going to go here. Am I good, James?
It just came in.
Sharing?
There you go.
All right. So we're playing with this. So, there's a lot of changes are happening. Okay. So this is his homepage, organization. So this is what he is. Breadcrumb lists. We have like a list of leading people, like the crawlers. This is all the code I added to his website, by the way. So this is all that code we had to add there. Then we have our website. Okay. And then we have our FAQ page, some frequently asked questions. So this is the proper structure. And then you want to go to Google rich snippets, or rich results rather. Where are we at here? Okay. And let's go here. You want to make sure you have all the information somebody needs. Your hours could be on there. Now, he's an e-commerce website too. If you have multiple locations, you got to be careful on how you structure this local schema data. It's called your JSON LD file too. Like some of these terms are interchangeable. So he has 5 valid snippets here. So local hair salon, everything done about his hair salon, the about us, I put his longitude and latitude on there, his name, his stylist's name, all of this stuff is on here. So yeah, this is like, we're playing at a different level here, ladies and gentlemen. And years ago, it was really hard to like structure all this code, but not anymore. We have his Instagram, like links to the Instagram on here, links to images, his logo is on here, the surrounding cities. So this is why it's going to help him. So we have every city in the back end code. When you're talking about on the main page, I'm talking about on that main page that's hidden in that code. This is what's beautiful about it. Winter Beach, Orchid, Wabasso, Guilford, Roseland, Palm Bay, like all these little cities are all on his page too. This is one of the sites that we built. So like he has products on here. Let's take a look at his blogs. So let's see what we did here. Self-approved hair tips that actually work. See if we got some local SEO. We have his phone number, book here. This is how we optimize people's websites. All right, James, last question for the day, and we're going to wrap it up.
Yeah, we have. Is SEO something I do myself, or do I need to hire somebody?
You can always hire us, but in the program, I teach you how to do it. Like it's not rocket science. Like you can 100% do it yourself. You just have to do it the right way. You can use tools, you can use AI, you can use plugins. So you don't need to pay $2,000 a month. You could do a lot of this stuff yourself. But when you want to do it at scale, like a professional, what do you tell your clients who want to color their hair themselves or cut their hair themselves? Do you want them to go to you, or do you want them to go to a professional? Like they could color their hair themselves. Will it look better when you do it? Of course. You're not an expert at it. The reason why I know this is because I spent years studying it. That's why I can do it. So if you don't want to spend years doing it, if you love it, then do it yourself, right? But if you'd rather not spend hours trying to figure this out, then hire the right person to do it. And then whatever it costs to pay them, do something you love, like a full highlight or an extension install that day. And then that pays for the SEO to be done. And it's a good trade-off for you. So you have to learn how to buy back your time the right way. So if you're going to spend hours trying to figure this out to not do a successful job at it, then do something you know how to do, and then pay someone to do that thing for you. So everyone's happy. But if you really want help, shoot me a message. I can point you in the right direction, or I can set you up with my team to do it for you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is local SEO. I hope you got some value from that. If you're watching on YouTube right now, make sure you click subscribe. Make sure you hit the little notification bell. On Instagram, thanks for watching, everyone. If you do want more help with your Google, your local SEO, help building a website, if you just got a question like, hey, Nick, I'm really stuck right now, shoot me a message. Don't try and like figure out on your own. Like literally, I could just answer the question for you in probably 2 seconds. And when you're using ChatGPT or AI or whatever to ask these questions to, make sure you're prompting it the right way. And it sometimes will give you misinformation. Like it will tell you the wrong thing to do because you didn't prime it the proper way. Make sure you're very, very particular with the words that you use, how you want the output to be, what your definition of success is with that SEO campaign that you're doing. And then you should be a little more successful with that when you're using AI. But that's it for today, everyone. Hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you later.